Hi, friends. I'm Pastor Diana. Welcome to a daily devotion. I'm so glad that you've chosen to pause in the midst of your day to reflect on some scripture and to consider how God is at work in your life this season of Lent. Our theme this season is Giving It Up, where we are talking about what we need to give up to God so that we can make room for more things growing closer to God in our life. This week, we are talking about giving up expectations so that we can make room for faith. We will be journeying with Abraham, one of our ancestors. So let me remind you of his story. He and his wife Sarai, they were called by God to leave their home, to leave everything that they knew, to go to a new place. And as they were discerning this call, they had to figure out what they were going to do and what questions they had. And I am sure if you have moved anytime like I have, you want to control everything. You make lists, well, I do, make plans, put everything in boxes, and you want everything to be just so. And you want it to move perfectly. Yet at the same time, you know that if you've ever moved, nothing goes according to plan. And the same is true when we try to follow the calls of God. We have expectations about what it might mean, but if we don't examine those expectations carefully and offer those up, we might not really be following that call from God. Instead, we might be trying to control things. I love this definition of what human beings, what I know for me, is a natural way of controlling. This is from Elizabeth Gilbert from her Instagram account, and this is quoted by Brene Brown in one of my favorite new books, Atlas of the Heart. And Elizabeth Gilbert writes this: "You are afraid of surrender because you don't want to lose control. But you never had control. All you had was anxiety." And that is really true. We try to control things, especially when we are making big changes in our life or when we're discerning calls from God, or like Abraham and Sarai, they were being called to go somewhere else. But that control is not really within our control. Psalm 46, verse 10 reminds us of what we need to do to give up expectation and have faith. It's written, "That's enough. Now know that I am God. I am exalted among all nations. I am exalted throughout the world. That's enough. Now know that I am God." Sometimes it's translated as "be still and know that I am God," because oftentimes we move from expectations and plans to trying to make everything in our control and then getting anxiety about it because things don't go according to plan and we don't know what the future is, and we make all the lists and we are concerned about everything and what's the worst thing that's going to happen, and we need to make sure we control that. And that's no way to live. And sometimes we need to have coping skills or medication or supports or all these different things to help us deal with that. But having faith, giving up those expectations of control, is listening to God and telling ourselves, that's enough. Now know that God is God. That God is the one who is in control, not you. So let's remember that today and every day. I know I need to remind myself of that often. Have a blessed day.